Culinary greetings viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending your time zone. Today we have another edition with Didi's Corner Cook Like a Pro, and we're doing Chinese fried rice. We're doing two different types of Chinese fried rice. We all know culinary is an art of cooking, and every chef has their method of cooking. We have our parboiled rice here. We have our spring onion, we have our onions, we have our shrimps, we have our long beans, we have our carrot, ginger and garlic, we have our hot pepper, we have our eggs, we have our yellow pepper, we have our oyster sauce, sesame oil, soya sauce, and all the ingredients we need. As we go on the cooking, you all see. Thank you all. CJ, together we can. Greeting to Soul Food 365 in the US, Texas. Greetings to the organizers of Benue Food Festival. Thank you all. CJ, together we can.
Hello viewers, this is your girl Didi's Corner, Chef Didi. On today's menu, I'm making two types of Chinese rice. One is the regular Chinese rice and the other one is a special Chinese rice by Didi's Corner. For today's recipe, we have chicken, basmati rice, carrots, green pepper, spring onions, garlic, yellow pepper, shrimps, eggs, and my seasoning. So to start on today's menu, I'm going to start by seasoning the chicken. I'm going to use my own seasoning. That is, I have my special seasoning, and I have black pepper, I have thyme. You can use either rosemary or thyme. And I have my own other special recipe. If you want to know about it, meet me on my DM. So I'm going to mix everything together and sprinkle on the chicken. I'm sprinkling everything together. Next, I'll mix. Allow it to mix properly. And then you can add anything you want to add. And then at this time, I'm going to allow it to rest. But before then, I'll add garlic and ginger. I'm going to use my garlic presser to press in the garlic and the ginger. So you can chop if you so want, or cut anyhow you want to do it. But I'm using the garlic presser because it's easy for me. So, and then I will press the ginger as well. So at this time, I'll mix it together and allow it to rest for 10 minutes. Okay, to start with, I'm going to start with the Didi's Corner Special Chinese rice. So I'm going to blend my large pepper, onions, and the habanero pepper. I'm going to oil my pan. I'm oiling the pan. I will first of all fry the egg like a scrambled egg. and then stir. So the next part now, I have put another oil in the pan. Right now I'm adding the garlic and the ginger together. Adding some of the onions. Allow it to saute for a few seconds, and then afterwards I'll add my grounded pepper. It's very difficult. Afterwards I'm going to pour in my initial pepper, that is bell peppers, habaneros and onions. I'll allow it to fry for 2 minutes. So next in this pan is my seasoning, any seasoning of your choice. Don't video me adding oil. So the sauce is ready. As you can see, the oil is floating on top. So I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to empty the pan, set the sauce aside, and continue with the next step. So for the next step, I'm adding oil to my pan, and then next garlic and ginger, next onions, allow it to saute for some few seconds. Next, carrots. I'm going to use half of the carrots, like 50 grams of carrots. I'm adding it now because it's a bit tough. So I like to heat up a bit. Next is my shrimp. So next is the rice. So right now I'm adding my seasoning. You can use any seasoning of your choice. So right now I'm going to pour the sauce I made earlier. The sauce really tastes nice. Next is the green beans. I'm gonna put just a little. So you can see how beautiful the color looks. This looks yummy already. So I'm adding my sesame oil, just a little, like a teaspoon. Now the spring onions. The last but not the least, our fried scrambled egg. Yes, so now this is Didi's Corner Chinese rice. So now we're done with the Didi special rice. I'm going to pack it aside. So, but if you want to add your yellow pepper into this, you can please go ahead. Yellow pepper, green pepper, whatever you want to add, any kind of vegetable you can add. See how beautiful it looks. I'm going to oil my pan and then break the egg directly into the pan. Oh, so this is it. The egg is ready. We're going to put it on the rice after the process. So follow me. So viewers, our next step is the Chinese regular rice. The other one we made was the special Didi's Chinese rice. So this one is the Chinese normal rice we all know. So I'm going to start by oiling my pan. Next, garlic and ginger. Next in the pan, onions. Next is the carrot. I put the carrot first because I need it to cook a bit. Next is the shrimps. After the shrimps, I'm going to season with any seasoning of your choice, remember. Allow it to cook a bit. So next step is the rice. So next is the oyster sauce. Remember, all these sauces have their own seasoning, so be careful. This is the oyster sauce. Next is the dark soy sauce. There's the light soy sauce, but I choose to use the dark. Just a little because it's dark. I don't want it to change the color of the rice. Next is the green beans. All. I'm going to add the sesame oil. It gives it a very nice flavor, just like a teaspoonful of sesame oil. Next is our spring onions. I'm going to put a little, not all. Spring onions gives it a very nice flavor, very nice aroma. Next on our list is our scrambled egg. So I'm going to allow it to steam for a while, for like 2 to 3 minutes, and we're done. We're done with the Chinese rice. I'm going to pack it aside, and then to start preparing our oyster sauce chicken. Remember, we marinated our chicken earlier and it's been resting in the ingredient. So now it's ready. So our next step now is to start the preparation for the oyster sauce chicken. First, I'm putting my oil in the pan, and then next is garlic. Garlic, I love to use garlic a lot, so most of my cookings have to go with garlic. And then next is onions, chopped onions. You can chop it however you like. Allow it to saute for a while. And then next I'm going to go in with my marinated chicken. Remember, in the chicken we have all the seasoning. Turn it. Mix it all together. And allow it to simmer for 5 minutes. So now the chicken is ready, it's tender as you can see. So next I'm going to add our chopped carrots, black pepper, stir, and then the oyster sauce. Remember, it's an oyster sauce chicken. So we're adding our oyster sauce. You're supposed to go with like 5 to 10 mils, depending on the size of the chicken. Stir. So now for African tastes, for those of us that like African taste, you can add a little bit of dry crushed pepper just for that hot taste. So next I'm adding our broth, chicken broth. And our thickener. Sorry, I forgot to add. The thickener is mixed with the chicken broth to avoid too much of water. So I mix the thickener with the chicken broth. So this is how it looks. So I'll allow it to heat up for 1 to 2 minutes. Now you can see our oyster chicken sauce looking so beautiful. Turning off the heat, ready to serve. So we have come to the end of today's cooking. This is me, Chef Didi. Today we rounded up with chicken oyster sauce. First of all, today we made the African fried rice. That is, the fried rice has a little bit of pepper, and then the regular Chinese rice, and then this is how we plate our rice in Didi's kitchen. So try us for the African Chinese rice, because I know that you are all used to the Chinese rice. So try our own special Chinese rice and you will never regret it. With our oyster chicken sauce or chicken, turkey, anything can be served with. See you in our next video. Bye.